Hey there, I'm Brittany Flammer, and today I'm going to show you how to use Google Sheets for your budgeting. You can grab the template that I am using in my shop for just a couple of dollars where everything's calculated for you, or you can use this video to help you create your own. The template includes income, expenses, debt payoff, savings trackers, as well as a net worth tracker. If you prefer using Excel, then I have a video linked in the description box down below where you can see how to use it in Excel.
When you open up the spreadsheet, the very first tab is a template tab. This is what you want to customize for you and your situation. So we'll go through and customize it, and then we will copy it for each month that we're going to do a budget. I'm going to walk through as if I were doing this for our family, starting from scratch, show you exactly how I would do it. So let's hop on. Income, we have my husband's income, and then we have my income. We do not have a third income, so we're just going to delete this row. So to delete it, come over here to the left, select the row, right click, delete row. And as you can see, the everything in bold is where there are formulas. So this row, total income, fixed expenses, variable expenses, all of these columns and rows that are in bold are they have formulas. So you don't want to delete those, but that extra income didn't have a formula, so it's fine to delete that. Now let's move on to expenses. If you don't do any donations, then just delete it. We do, but we call it tithing. So I'm going to type in tithing. We don't pay rent, we pay a mortgage. So I'm going to change it to mortgage. These expenses, they're just common ones that most people have, but you want to tailor it to exactly what you have. And they're probably not all going to be in here. So I see that I'm missing life insurance. We pay life insurance. So I want to add a row. So to add a row, I'm going to come over here to the left, select a row, right click, insert one above or below, and I'm going to type in life insurance. But if you'll notice right over here, it doesn't have any formulas. So I need to drag the formulas down. So come up here and you can see I select these two. I can just do one at a time, or I can do both of them. And that little bottom blue square, I want to click on it and drag it down, and it will automatically pull the formulas down. So add as many as you need to get all of the expenses. But you want to make sure when you're adding a row, you don't add the very top or the very bottom. Because if I go in and I add one right here, it is not going to be included in the formula. This total, it won't be included in there. So we don't want to add the very top or the very bottom. We want to add somewhere in the middle. Now let's move on to variable expenses. Now, a lot of people like to lump all of their expenses into one category. I like to do them separate because fixed expenses, we don't have much control over. Variable expenses, we have a lot more control. And as we go through, I'll show you why I like to keep them separate. But groceries, eating out, entertainment, let's say we want a category for clothing. And then let's say we don't need these extra ones, so we're gonna delete it. So we're gonna select to the left, right click, delete. Now debt, I'm gonna do debt snowball. So I'm gonna list out my debts from smallest amount to largest amount. So we've got a credit card, and it's an interest rate of 12%, and the beginning balance, we're starting off, so it's just how much we owe on the credit card. So we're gonna say we have $500 we owe on the credit card. Our next debt is a car loan, and the interest rate there is 6%. The balance, what we owe on it is $6,000. And the third is a student loan. We'll say 6% too, and you don't have to type in percent, it automatically is formulated for percent. We owe $12,000 on it. And then we don't have any more debt, so we will delete these rows. Select, right click, delete. Show you how the debt category works as we go through and do the month. Right now we're just customizing it. Savings account, this is for like sinking funds or funds that you save up for and then you'll have to use. So emergency fund. I'm going to type the beginning balance, so just how much we start out in the account. We have, we'll say $4,000 in our emergency fund. And our vacation fund, I'm going to say we have $1,000. And our Christmas fund, $50. And then we don't need an additional one, so we'll delete it. Okay, now we're done customizing it. We're going to copy it or duplicate it. So down here on the template, the green arrow, right click, duplicate. And it's automatically going to have a copy of the template. So I want to double click on this to rename it for the month. I want to do my budget for the month. We're just going to pretend that it's almost January. So we're going to do our budget for January. And we are going to go through and budget how much we think we're going to make, how much we think we're going to spend on all of these at the beginning of the month. And then at the end of the month, we'll go in and fill in the actual, how much we actually spent in each category. So for my husband, he makes $4,000. I make $500. And I am just making up numbers to show you how it works. Tithing, and you can see once I entered in some numbers, all of the formulas populated. Tithing will spend $500. Mortgage is $1,200. Electricity $100. $75. Life insurance $50. Car insurance $100. Phones $50. And this is a zero-based budget. So what our goal is we have all of our income, the money coming in. We want it to equal all of the money going out. So we want to have zero. We want to tell all of our money that's coming in, we want to tell it where to go and assign it a job. There's a saying, tell your money where to go or wonder where it went. So we're telling it where we're going to put it. We're giving every dollar a job at the beginning of the month. So we want the difference between the two to be zero. That's our goal. Let's go back to internet, 50, gas, we'll say 200. So it's automatically totaling all of our fixed expenses for us. Now let's go on to the variable expenses. Groceries, eating out, entertainment, 50, clothing, we'll say 100. So let's look at the total variable expenses is $850. But if I start at the very beginning of the month with $850, I'm gonna spend it and run out of money before the month's over. So I personally like to do these by the week, but I don't have much control over the fixed expenses. They're pretty set, but it's these variable expenses that I have a lot more control over. So I calculate it, instead of $850 for the month, I have $212.50 per each week. If there are 4 weeks, or if there's 5 weeks, then it'd be $170 a week. So that's what I like to do. If you don't like that, then just delete this section and do all of your expenses together. But let's see, I have $1,325 left. So the budget for all of these debts, let's just type in the minimum amount. So I have to pay $50 on my credit card, car loans $250, student loans $350. And then let's say our emergency fund, we want to save $200. Our vacation $100, Christmas fund $50. But now I have $325 left for the month. Like I said, these are not real numbers, but what I would do, $325, I'm going to add $325 to my credit card. So I'm paying the minimum and everything, and then paying as much as I can towards credit card. So let's see, $325 is $50, that's $375. And so I'm at zero. That's my goal. It is a good idea to add a miscellaneous category as well, but this is just for example. That's what I do at the beginning of the month. Then at the end of the month, I go in and type what I actually spent. So my husband is salary, so he actually made $500. But let's say I made $600. So if we look over here, this is telling me this column for over and under, positive is always good, negative always bad. So I'm positive 100. That means I made 100 more than planned. So our total income is 100 more than we thought. So that's good. But let's say tithing, we spent $550. But you see, it's a negative number here. So I went over by 50. So negative is bad. Mortgage, $1,200. Electricity, $102. So we went over 2. We went way over on our city bill. Life insurance is exact. Car insurance, exact. Phones, exact. Internet, exact. Gas, let's say we were under on gas. So overall, you can see I went over by $52. So I have to make up for it somewhere. So let's say for groceries, we only spent $550. And eating out, we only spent $75. But entertainment, we spent $60. And clothing was right on. So overall, we're positive $65. So we spent $65 less. But now let's get to our debts. Let me show you how to work the debts. So we anticipated spending $375. So let's say we put $375 towards our credit card. The beginning balance, the ending balance does not automatically calculate for you because it gets tricky, because a lot of times with debt you have extra additional fees and things that you can't calculate. So you're just gonna type in how much your balance is after you've made your payment. So we are just going to pretend that it is 200 because I can't do math on the spot. Our car loan, we paid the $250 and our balance is $5,890. That's not, whatever. We paid the $350 on student loans. The balance is $11,700. We're just gonna go with that. So we don't want to automatically calculate because there are fees and everyone's situation is a little bit different. But when you're going from month to month, rather than typing in all of the numbers, once you've got the end balance, you can just Control-C or Command-C for the next month, move it and paste it into your beginning balance. So you don't have to retype all of the numbers. Let's move on to our funds. So let's say our emergency fund, we put in 200 like planned, but we had to replace tires we weren't expecting, so we spent $500. Automatically going to calculate my end balance in my account because I started with 4,000, it added the 200, and then it subtracted the 500. So it's automatically going to calculate that for me. And let's say vacation fund, we put the 100 in and we didn't spend anything. And our Christmas fund, we put the money in and we didn't spend anything. So we have our ending balance automatically calculated. We can see here, I have $113 left over. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in and add as much as possible towards that extra debt. So I'm gonna add the $113 so that I'm that much closer on my credit card.
If you'd like to see this template in use on my channel, I do videos every month. At the beginning of the month, I show you my budget for the month. At the end of the month, I show you how we did for the month, as well as update you on our net worth. Make sure you're subscribed and check those videos out. Thanks so much. See you in the next video.